Hello everyone, it's Kevin Nichols from Oxley, and today I'm going to be walking you through the Growing Your Digital Presence worksheet that was built in collaboration with Hartford Funds. Today we're going to cover a variety of ways that you can put paid advertising to work when it comes to your digital marketing. If you think about something like social, the research shows that only 5.2% of your non-advertised posts are shown. That means that 1 out of 19 of your followers are actually seeing your content. And of course, yes, we'd love to create great content that just expands the reach overall. But one way that we can go about this and get reach immediately is through paid advertising. So we're going to talk about today how to go about it. We're going to cover 3 specific things. 1, how to decide which platforms to use. 2, ad creation tips, and 3, budgeting. Right, so let's get into it. So the concept of digital advertising through these platforms is pretty simple, right? If I'm posting on LinkedIn and I have 100 people organically who are looking at my posts, as opposed to I could put a little bit of budget behind that and have 10,000 people see my posts, we can immediately draw some conclusions around the impact that that post might have. Now, before we dive in, let's think about the platforms that are available to us and what makes the most sense for your business, right? So the first would be LinkedIn, as I just mentioned. For a lot of financial professionals, this is a great network to target occupations as well as companies that you want to be in front of. Next, when we look at Facebook, we can get a lot of reach for a minimal cost on Facebook. It has a fantastic advertising platform. But it's really ideal for interest-based targeting and some basic demographics, as well as some location-based targeting. Finally, when you take a look at Google, Google is all about intent, right? So if someone's searching for a financial advisor near me, I can be right there, front and center, and advertise to those people, right? So you need to think about your own business and what makes the most sense for you. Some financial professionals will use a little bit of all of these platforms, and some will go all in on one. But again, it depends upon your business. So let's dive a little bit deeper into each of these. Now, the differences between Facebook and LinkedIn advertising becomes more clear when you take a look at their targeting capabilities. Facebook provides granular targeting options that allow you to target audiences based on demographics, interests, behaviors, and more. You can even drill down to age, gender, location, behaviors, job titles, and education levels. So for example, if I wanted to target people who've been reading or looking around things around Social Security, I can do that with something like Facebook. Now, LinkedIn is a more professional network, and it has a wealth of data about people's careers as well as their backgrounds. So this makes it easier to target specific audiences based on job title, a company size, an industry, their education, and more, and that data is typically more accurate. Paid advertising through Google is all about finding people who are looking for a financial professional right now, right? It's all about intent. We can show ads to those people who are actively looking for someone. Now, you might be thinking, well, who would look for a financial professional online? Well, from a research standpoint, that group of people is growing a little bit every single year, right? The trend is continuing. But if you think about it from a persona standpoint, there are a couple types of people who would do this. The first we call freshmen. These are people who are new to town and they don't know who to ask. Next, you could look at privacy seekers. These are people who don't want other people to know that they have money, right? So they're a little bit private. They don't necessarily want to ask and use word of mouth to find a professional. Then you have researchers, people who actively do their research and due diligence. They're not just going to take a recommendation from someone they know at face value. You have digital natives. This is a group who is searching more and more for every single thing online. Niche needs, maybe someone who is looking for a financial professional who focuses on business owners, or a financial professional who focuses on dentists per se. And then time savers, people who just want to know right here and now who they should be reaching out to. So we see that trend continuing. Now, from an action step standpoint, there's 3 things we want you to take away from this section. The first is decide if you want to advertise. Does this make sense for your business? Second, decide if you have the expertise in-house to do it. If not, you might need to look outside for a consultant who can help you with some of your advertising goals. And then finally, which platform makes the most sense for you based on your target market and your business goals? Is it LinkedIn because you target people at a specific company? Is it Facebook because you're targeting more interest-based? Or is it Google because you care mostly about the intent and you want to be in front of someone right here and right now who's actively looking for a financial professional? Okay, let's pivot a little bit and let's talk about some ad creation tips, specifically on Facebook and LinkedIn. Now, what kind of concepts make sense from an advertising standpoint on these platforms? Well, it could be something as simple as a free consultation. It could be a white paper giveaway. It could be promoting an upcoming webinar. It could be featuring video content that you're putting out. It could be highlighting awards that you or your team are getting, right? There are a number of different ways and concepts that make sense from an advertising standpoint. Now, when it comes to designing the ad, there are 5 key components that I want you to drill down on. The first is your visual. This is typically the image or the video that you're going to use for your ad creative. It's really important, right? It's going to catch the eye of the person who's scrolling. Second is your post text. This is text accompanying the image or the video. It should be clear, it should be concise, compelling. It should explain what the ad is about and why the audience should care. Third is your headline. And especially with Facebook, this is one that can feel a little misleading because you would think this is at the top of the creative, but it's actually at the bottom. This is the text that appears below the image and it's in bold. It should be short and it should be really attention grabbing. Number 4 is the description. This is the text that appears below the headline and should complement the other text in the ad. And finally, your call to action. This is the action that you want your viewer to take, right? So it could be to download something. It could be to sign up for something. It could be to learn more and to go to your website. But those are 5 key components to building a great ad. Now, advertising through Google is definitely different than advertising on Facebook and LinkedIn. I mean, for starters, I'm not trying to show up in someone's news feed. I'm trying to be a result when someone searches online for a specific phrase. So one of the biggest tips that we can offer is to make use of Google's keyword planner. We can put in short tail and long tail phrases and take a look at search volume. So make sure you're using that tool. Now, a couple action steps from this section. Number 1, if you're considering Facebook or LinkedIn, evaluate some of the concepts that we talked about and see what makes the most sense for you. Is it driving people to sign up for a particular webinar that you're hosting? Is it direct consultation requests? Is it giving away a white paper in exchange for an email that you can then, nurture them over time? Second action step. If you plan to advertise on Google, and we can't stress this one enough, make sure that your Google My Business profile is as complete as it can be. And third, use the Google Keyword Planner tool to find the right keywords, estimate the search volumes, and figure out expenses to target that audience. Okay, let's talk a little bit about budgeting. This is a common question that we receive from financial professionals. What type of budget should I be spending? What makes sense from a digital marketing standpoint? Well, my answer is one that you're probably not going to love, but it depends, right? It depends upon your business and your goals. If I'm running a business that does $400,000 in revenue, then maybe $200 to $300 a month in ad spend makes sense. If I'm running a business that does $10 million in revenue, it might be $2,000 or $3,000 a month in ad spend. It could be more than that. But our biggest advice when it comes to budgeting is to start small and scale up. For example, let's say that you're running Google ads right now and you're spending $10 a day and you're getting 2 clicks per day. So it's $5 to send someone to your website. Is that worth it to you? Especially based on that high intent? If it is, then you might want to scale it up. If it's not, then you need to do some modifications to your ad and your targeting. Same thing with Facebook. Let's say I'm spending $200 a month on Facebook and it costs 50 cents to drive traffic to my website per visitor, right? I'm getting 400 views on my website per month. Does it make sense, right? Am I getting the value out of that? It really depends, and it's something that you have to analyze and then make adjustments and modifications to. But there's nothing against you starting with a smaller amount. Couple of action steps here. Number one, consider a smaller amount. Start there and then scale up. Number two, monitor your ad performance and then, by tracking key metrics. So it could be the landing page views, right? It could be the cost per click, etc. And then three, if you see the positive results, consider increasing that budget. That's what advertising online is all about. To summarize what we've covered so far, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google are excellent platforms to increase your reach, right? We're on our devices more so than ever before. And if you want to be in the palm of your prospect's hand, you can. It just takes a little bit of advertising budget. Next, advertising on Facebook and LinkedIn is different than Google. Facebook and LinkedIn are more about the concept, the ad design, as well as the targeting. And Google is going to be more about looking for key phrases that our target market is searching for and elevating in those search results. When it comes to budgeting, start small and scale up. I don't know the size of your business, right? And I don't know how much you can actually allocate to paid advertising. It just depends. But there's nothing against you starting small, taking a look at key metrics and determining what you think makes sense for your business if you're getting the bang for your buck. So here's some final next steps. Number one, determine if you want to increase the number of prospects you're reaching through digital. If right now you're posting content organically and you feel like you're getting a good reach, you may not need to advertise. But for many of you out there, you see the benefit and you might feel like you need to put some advertising dollars behind it because you want to get in front of more people. Number two, decide whether you have the expertise in-house to implement a paid advertising campaign. And number three, if you don't feel like you have that expertise in-house, consider finding a trusted vendor who can help you with this. The possibilities here are endless, right? And there's no doubt in our minds that digital is only going to grow, right? When you take a look at the research, more and more consumers are going online when it comes to searching for a financial professional. So the question is, do you want to be a consideration when they're looking for that professional online?